shining, we're shining, we're shining, we're shining. Hey. Keep on pressing, keep on fighting, keep on holding on. The worst have come and now it's soon be gone. You will be the one to receive the prize. The destiny is showing in your eyes. Keep on striving, holding on, never compromise. A day for you to start your enterprise. Keep on loving, keep on sharing, never steal a dime. Poverty is no excuse for crime. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. This is the time for you to shine. This is your time. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. Yes, it's the time for you to shine. Shine. Be true to yourself, you will be surprised. Happiness will come, don't worry your mind. Never be the one to cause problems in the land, cause Jah has placed you in his hands. Don't have no bad mind against the man, it's a disease caused by selfishness and greed. Never been a scum, never been a thug. Always deal with love, cause this is the time. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. This is the time for you to shine. This is your time. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. Yes, it's the time for you to shine. Shine. Laziness will never get you nowhere. Always blaming Babylon for the situation. Pick up yourself and work the land, cause when you work the land will work for you. Never give up, never give in, cause the path of righteousness is rocky, never smooth. Why you so dull? Why you so blue? No matter what happens, Jah is here for you. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. This is the time for you to shine. This is your time. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. Yes, it's the time for you to shine. Shine. We're shining, we're shining, we're shining, we're shining. Hey, this is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. This is the time for you to shine. This is your time. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. Yes, it's the time for you to shine. Shine. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. This is the time for you to shine. This is your time. This is the time for you to shine. Now is the time for you to shine. Yes, it's the time for you to shine. go ahead and try. 'Cause once you try, your dreams will never die. You try, you fail, you try, you fail. The way to truly fail is when you stop trying. You try, you fail, you try, you fail. So never stop trying. Shattered dreams, shattered hopes, shattered hearts, and shattered lives. But I, hoping you would advise all my works. I lose my pride. I will survive. Maybe I'll realize soon enough, receive the prize. For you, I'll try. You try, you fail, you try, you fail. The way to truly fail is when you stop trying. You try, you fail, you try, you fail. So never stop trying. Come around in this place, wondering what I should do. But I'm feeling lonely, feeling scared. Whoa, feeling kinda weird. Maybe I should grow my hair to be accepted in your crew. Whoa, I don't know what to do. You try, you fail, you try, you fail. The way to truly fail is when you stop trying. You try, you fail, you try, you.
Hey everyone, I'm Mischa Marcks, the dude who thinks that bass is all you need, as you can see. And tonight we have a special guest live in the studio with us, Barend Tromp.
Yes.
He found me through our last episode with Michael Munring because this man collaborated with Michael Munring on his latest release.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Juvenile Fish Tales.
Okay, the tales I missed, but the juvenile fish I remember.
Yeah.
Is that a joke on the whole bass is not a fish thing, or where does that come from?
No, not really. No, it's not the bass in the sense of the fish.
Yeah.
Actually, one song is called Bass of Doom.
Oh,
Everyone knows
okay.
that's the
of
Jaco's
course.
bass, but
Yeah.
that was kind of a joke to. Yeah, because it's also like a fish, but no, it was when I was a child, I was reading these books about deep sea,
Oh, okay.
and there were all kinds of pictures of like a really psychedelic fish.
Nice. See,
And that was inspiring me for this album. So.
and deep sea, deep instrument kind of fits. And I never thought about fish and that whole relationship with bass being a fish, bass being an instrument. It's coming from the deep.
Something, yeah.
Although
Yeah.
I think bass is like a river fish, sweetwater fish,
I think, yeah.
and it's called bass, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who
but
cares?
That was not my intention, but it's a nice word joke.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome everyone to the show. So cool you're here, and welcome to the show too. Barend came from the Netherlands, somewhere near Eindhoven. I forgot the exact city.
I actually live in Weert. It's about
Weert.
30 minutes drive from
Yeah.
Eindhoven, so not so far from Cologne.
He's a teacher. He's a solo bassist. He's a session bassist, and he's also an author of a book, which you could probably already hear if you tuned in early enough. We always start 50 minutes early just to get you on the hook, and there should have been some music playing where he shows what you can do with that book. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
For now, we're going to start off with some music.
Yeah.
Show us what you got.
Yeah.
Okay, see you in a minute.
I'll start with a solo piece.
Perfect.
It's called, it's a difficult title, but it's called Magneso.
Magneso.
It actually was played on a bass, acoustic bass from a friend. And it has like a magnetic pickup and a piezo pickup.
Oh.
So yeah, that's why I had that title. But I used to play it on this bass.
So now you're cheating.
I'm a bit cheating because the other one was more difficult to play.
Oh, okay. Well,
So yeah, and this one is actually played with a tenor tuning.
Yeah,
so it has the higher strings. So it's better for solo pieces, I think.
perfect.
So
Looking forward to it.
yeah,
I hope
Okay.
you will too.
yeah. That's
See you in a minute.
Okay.
Hey! Awesome.
Thank you. It's just like 3 weeks old, this piece or so.
Oh,
So
really?
it's really quite new. All the pieces I'm going to
Yeah.
play are some, mostly like brand new.
Yeah.
So
So you didn't have to extra prepare this one?
no,
Yeah. See.
only like memorizing stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
I guess. Have you recorded it already then?
No, yeah, I made a one YouTube video with that acoustic bass, but I haven't
missed
recorded
that
on
one.
an album or so.
It was not in your email. It was not in your email.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, we've already had comments about the bass,
Yeah,
the Urge,
the Urge bass, yes.
Stu Ham, another as well solo bassist. So
Yeah,
we're bringing more solo bass in this show as we ever had before.
yeah. Yeah, it was one of the first, actually the first model of this signature bass of Stu Ham. It's like a medium scale bass.
Yeah.
And yeah, he used that, I think, in his first instruction videos. He used this kind of bass. And the electronics are more designed like his famous Kubicki bass.
Yeah.
So it had like 3 pickups, which you can, choose whatever you want. And later on, he did the same model, but then in a long scale.
Yeah.
And also with a bit other electronics. So that was the Urge too.
Yeah, I really find that pickup combination interesting, because usually the JP pickup is where you have one single coil and then the precision pickups, but here you really have, you can go 100% jazz, you can go 100% precision.
Yeah, it's a little bit on a different spot. Normally it's placed a little bit more to this, so it's neither. It's both, but not.
Okay. Well, that's nitpicking.
That's nitpicking, yeah. But I have to say, I mostly use the bridge pickup anyway.
Yeah.
So for some things, this middle pickup is nice, but yeah,
Awesome.
I hardly use this one.
Yeah. So tell us about your book. What inspired you to write a slap book?
Yes, of course. There are many slap books. Every bass player knows.
Exactly. What does this?
Yeah.
What's
So
different about
what's
this
different
one?
about this one? That's the best question you can ask me. Like the last maybe 20 or maybe 30 years, a lot of happened, I think, in bass playing.
Yeah.
First you had like Larry Graham and Louis Johnson, the kind of the classic funk slappers.
Mm.
But yeah, then you have like Mark King, Stu Ham, and after that Victor Wood and Michael Manring,
Yeah.
all that kind of players, and they each brought his own thing to the slap bass, I think. And that's not something that's like well documented.
Yeah.
There are some books who do like that, who do that, but yeah, I thought I have to make something out of it, and also I tend to make a lot of techniques myself,
Yeah.
and try to make that with all the other new stuff.
Great.
And also because I play a lot of fingerstyle on bass also, and that can easily be translated to slapping also.
Yeah.
Like things like with the 3-finger technique that Damien Erskine is using, for example.
Yeah.
You can easily translate it to slapping. So
Yeah.
and that's one thing, and I also started incorporating my ring finger. So that's not what most people do with slapping.
Explain
So-
how.
Yeah, like you have this normal slapping with 3 fingers,
Yeah.
like this, but you can also introduce like this one,
Yeah.
like doing with 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you play, sorry, here I use like,
You really
Oh.
use one finger a string, basically.
yeah, like basically 1 finger
Yeah.
a string, like, like that kind of things.
Hmm.
And that opened for me, it opened a lot of doors,
Yeah.
because you get like different patterns which you wouldn't have thought of when you just play with 1 finger or 2 fingers.
Nice.
So that's
Yeah.
and also you can use all kind of muting techniques, like each string is like a different kind of a sound for muting,
Yeah.
and that also comes in really handy when you play with 4 fingers.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And you get groups of 4, which is
depends on how you place it. You can
Yeah.
also get trips. It depends on how you place it
Yeah, of
in the
course.
bar. But especially if you combine it with hammer-ons, like for example. But I also do like some thumb mutes,
Yeah.
which is also something that's in the book of this of Damien Erskine. He's
Yeah.
using this kind of technique. So instead
Yeah.
of 2 times, you can play. Wait, put it delay off. So you don't have to use as much effort.
Yeah.
And if you combine it with 3 fingers, like, you get like a pattern of 5 or whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then when you use the ring finger again, you get even more complicated patterns, but it doesn't have to sound complicated.
Yeah.
So that's is one thing, but there are a lot of more topics, of course. But
Yeah. No, actually, what I really like is that you're saying you're kind of showing the differences between all the different slap styles, because
mhm.
I had one book about slapping, and the only thing that was like, oh yeah, there's 3 ways to slap the bass. You can have the thumb up, thumb down, or thumb parallel.
Mhm.
Everything else is the same.
Yeah. Yeah,
And now we get the thumb up, thumb down, double thumb, and
yeah.
double pluck,
Yeah.
triple pluck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One other thing was like this double thumb thing that Victor Wooten is known of.
Yeah.
I had some trouble getting that. So I made it my own by playing only with the thumb and then the index finger on the same string,
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
instead of doing this thumb thing, which I've always found hard to
Yeah.
get a good sound, I found that this works much better for me, and also for some students who are trying double thumb things and they never could get it right.
Do you
So
happen
that-
to know Ed Bateman?
Who?
Ed Bateman.
No.
He was on the show in 2021, and he's got this website, World Music Method,
Okay.
where he teaches world music and has teachers for every instrument. He does the bass courses,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he basically focuses on African bass.
Okay. Cool.
And exactly what you just described with thumb and finger on one string
Yeah.
or on various
Yeah.
strings.
Yeah.
It seems to be a very standard way of playing African music, where it's
Yeah.
less two fingers, it's more thumb and index.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought
Yeah.
it was,
To me, it made more
Yeah.
sense, and I get a
Yeah.
better sound that way.
there's a market in Africa for your slap bass, Beck.
Yeah. Yeah. Also because I was playing like this with the
Yeah,
fingers like this. It's exactly the same as doing this. Like this, you see.
yeah,
So, yeah, I can get faster that way than with double thumb, and also get a better sounding.
yeah. I had a,
So, yeah, and it's really close to like rhythm guitar when you play with the pick.
yeah,
You kind of play the same kind of stuff. So when you're playing up and down with the plectrum, it's like up and down playing with the thumb and index finger up. You can really translate also pick playing patterns or
yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
So that's yeah, and a lot of more topics, of course.
Yeah,
So yeah, one other thing is like you have this cross hammer on like this, but I also do it like in a reverse. I'll only play with thumb like this, and
yeah. Let me stop you there. I totally get what you're doing there. I'm not sure everyone on the other end
I
of
don't
the
want to
screen
everything.
yeah,
Okay, like yeah, like cross string hammer on is like playing one note with the thumb,
yeah.
and then hammer on this one. But
So the hammer on doesn't happen on the same string that you
No,
just
it
hit with your
happens
thumb.
on the other string.
Yeah.
You can use every string,
Yeah.
but you can also do it in reverse. Like this, you do like that's like reverse. Like that. That
Okay,
kind
this
of
this breaks my brain a little.
you can read all about it.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. Then you can also play like scale runs just
Yeah.
with your thumb, and then combine it with hammer on and pull offs, and
Play it at twice
Yeah.
the speed.
Huh?
Play it at twice the speed.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's yeah. There's also something I saw with you know Carlos Benavent, this flamenco player.
I don't think
He's
so.
playing like fretless bass, and he's doing all this.
Maybe I do. Has he
But-
got like a beard and
Yeah,
little
yes,
shortish
yeah.
hair? Yeah. Okay. No,
But is
I
he
do.
doing that with? I think he's doing that with a pick.
Yeah.
But that's also something that he uses.
Mm.
But I sort of translated it to
Yeah.
to play with slapping.
I've been. Do you know Archspire?
No.
It's like a new progressive metal band, and they play it like 350 BPM, 400 BPM, and a lot of the time, the bass player actually syncs up with the 16th notes that the drummer's playing, or
Okay.
sometimes 16th triplets.
Yeah,
And here's the only way to play that fast is
yeah,
two-hand tapping. So half of its
Okay.
bass lines are two-hand tapping.
yeah,
That's because you also want a very aggressive sound.
yeah,
You-
yeah,
You kind of get that through tapping.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
he totally threw me off, which is kind of similar to this, because I'm so
Mhm.
used to the standard tapping where the right hand still leads.
Yeah, yeah.
This, I don't know if it's Metallica or...
Yeah.
And here's this thing where he starts with a hammer on in the left hand.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the left hand is leading, and then he just does a hammer on pull off. I just can't bring my right hand not to lead. I always
Yeah.
end up feeling this as the downbeat.
Yeah.
So that is kind of also like, if you guys know Victor Wooten, I'm sure you do. He's got this one exercise which he calls rhythm displacement, I believe.
Oh yeah.
where you play song to a riff to a metronome, and then you just displace it by a 16th note.
Yeah.
Take a break, or you just do it in real time.
Yeah.
So in a way you get 16 bass lines for the price of one, because always another note falls on the first beat.
Yeah.
And
I do that a lot in the book also. Like,
exactly, that helps.
It totally
so
changes
much.
the feel of the groove.
And
That's
it really
cool.
makes, at least to me, what helped for me was to really point out where's your weakness, like what is kind of movement that works with a heavy downbeat, but then if the first note is not the heavy downbeat, the tightness falls apart. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, all the downbeats are right on time, but everything in between is kind of slurring along. And then all of a sudden, the second 16th notes now has to really be down on it.
Yeah, you get a real different groove that way, and also changing like 16 notes to triplets. Then it can also change the total feel of the groove, but still keeping the same notes and that kind of thing. I like that a lot, that kind of stuff.
So, in case you are interested, see the comments are going.
Okay.
By the way, we have another special guest in the studio. She's too shy to come in front of the camera, but Helen, a long-time viewer, joined us today live, and she's going to help us sort through the comments and let us know if there's any questions. So
please,
go ahead.
Please ask.
Blast them in there. But for everyone who's interested to find out a little bit more, besides this little exercise, I've convinced Barend to give me 2 pages of his Next Level slap. We're going to have that as a free download available on the shop until the next show. So you get a little teaser of what you can learn.
Sure.
And
hopefully it will stimulate you to
exactly
learn more.
Inspire you to either take lessons if you're in the area, or buy the book. By the way, printed version is coming out soon. Do you have a release date yet? Or?
Yeah, I think in about 4 weeks.
Okay.
So I still have to fine tune the last bit.
Awesome. For my
And then,
birthday then.
What?
For my birthday.
Yeah, maybe.
That's in a
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's no questions yet, would you like to play another song?
Okay, but then I have to switch basses.
Oh no, that's impossible.
Or we have to do something together.
Oh, are we going to do something together?
Or not.
You sound like you want to. Okay.
Because that's the same bass. That may be a bit easier. Then you have done the hardest part, so that's
Excellent. Then we can finally relax.
Yeah.
What an idea that was to pick this song.
Yeah.
So of course, because 2 bass players in a room, you can't really not have them play together. And which I didn't tell you yet. Similar to Carl Clues, who was on the second Mission Bass Live show, back then when it still was called Strictly Bass Live, from Ireland. Barend also is coming from the classical guitar, which just lends itself to be translated into solo bass playing and arranging.
Yeah.
And being a classical guitar player, he had this idea for a bass duet.
Yeah.
Playing
Invention number 8 from Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach.
The first man who really knew what bass is all about.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not only the bass; it's also the melody. Because I play like really high in the highest register of this C string. So yeah, do you call it bass?
Every melody is a bass line.
I know.
Sorry.
But these inventions, they really translate well to be played by 2 basses, I think. So they're not easy, but they're fun.
Exactly. So we're going to do one of those.
Yes, let's see if it works.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
surprise.
Little
Kept it for the
surprise.
end.
Yeah. Okay.
We made it.
We made it. Not
My
without
hand's
mistakes,
really
but
wet,
we
come
made
on,
it.
This deserves a high five.
Yeah. It's actually quite hard to play.
Yeah.
So I should have made it a bit more easy, I think.
Well, we decided next time Barend comes to the show, we're gonna play this in a swing field.
Yes. And then
I
two
decided.
times the speed. And yeah.
Next time we play.
Next time, huh? We need some practice.
Oh, yeah, see? No, I didn't switch the camera. I'm sorry, I don't know how the sound came across now. We had the microphone still on. But it should be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way, if there's any sound video problems, please let us know in the comment. We'll fix it on the go,
Yeah.
on the fly. So now that we're done with this one,
Mm-hmm.
can I now convince you to play one
Yeah,
of your
I have to grab my six-string bass, I think.
basses? Yes.
Mischa,
So,
Yes.
I have a question.
We have
Oh,
a question.
you have a
can
question,
already
and I
grab
can-
your bass.
Meanwhile, I can change the
Yes.
The question is, I seem to see a lot more 5-string basses being used by tutors. Is this a trend?
Oh, interesting story. Probably everyone in the audience knows Scott's bass lessons,
Mm-hmm.
and just like when I started out doing YouTube tutorials, check it out. Education is my YouTube tutorial channel. I had to stop because it just took too much time, and I didn't get to play bass any other than in front of the camera anymore. Might pick that out at some point, but long story short, he did the same as I. He had a 5-string with a C bass to do his tutorials, and at some point he realized, well, it's actually not very clever because most students start on a 4-string bass, and it's much easier for them to comprehend what's going on if there's dots on the fretboard, if it's 4 strings that are tuned in the exact same way as their instrument. So in my perception, I have to, I guess, slightly disagree that most tutors that I see, at least online, try to follow exactly that mindset where they say, okay, I'm going to stick with a 4-string because it just makes it so much clearer and less questions to ask. On the other hand, well, 5 strings are really cool, so maybe whoever you're talking about is just like me and just has this one instrument that he loves or she loves more than any other, and that's why even for tutorials they just can't get themselves to play 4-string. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, why not get a 6-string then?
Because
That's
I
the
only have 5 fingers. I've
Okay,
I've
yeah,
never
sure.
managed to mute all 6 strings on a 6-string.
Okay.
I thought about it, and that's why I got one 5-string with a B string and one with a C
Okay.
string. It's kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
both of these make a 6-string together, and up to now I've never come into the situation where I've needed both a B and a C string.
Yeah, yeah.
So it worked out for me. On the other hand, when I had Ariana Kapp on the show,
Mm-hmm.
also a 6-string player, at least here and there, and Josh Cohen as well. And they played some pretty neat chords that I can't play on a 5-string because you just have that extra string
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't need to stretch your hand like that to get that extra deep
Yeah, yeah.
bass note. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
one day, who knows?
Yeah. I actually find it more comfortable than the 5-string.
Well, you're coming from the guitar. It's
Exactly.
probably less
because 5 strings
confusing.
confuses me, and,
Yeah.
and not 4-string and 6-string. It's more logic for
Yeah.
me.
I mean, for me,
Because-
it's already hard enough to switch between those 2 5-strings.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
they're all tuned in 4th, which, by the way, tell everyone how this one's tuned.
Yeah, basically, it's tuned the same for this 4 strings, and the highest 2 strings I tuned 1/2 step lower. So
That's
that's
not
like
precise.
F sharp
Yeah.
and B. So you're basically
Tell
like
us the names of all the strings, just to be sure.
B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. So it's basically a baritone guitar tuned an octave down, you can say.
So it's not it's a bass guitar.
It's a yeah, it's a bass.
It's literally a bass guitar. it's not a contrabass guitar like Anthony Jackson's 6-string.
Yeah.
This is a bass guitar. All of that other stuff is bass.
It still is a bass,
Yeah.
only it's tuned a half step lower.
Yeah, but it's, as you say, baritone guitar. The next octave down would be bass guitar, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I used to play with the normal
What-
tuning.
Yeah. What do you say? Is this a bass? Is this the only bass guitar in the world, or are these also all bass guitars?
They're all the same, only a few strings more or less.
Yeah. I'm not sure now anymore. Now that you brought the baritone
Doesn't matter.
guitar into there, then we have the tenor bass. It gets really confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave
To
it.
even make it more
Yeah.
different, I play with the capo
Okay.
sometimes. Oh, for this one, I even place it on the 12th fret. So, but there are not much capos that are big enough.
So you're
that-
basically going back to baritone guitar now.
yeah, basically, with like a half one.
Yeah. Oh, what are these?
So-
Okay.
Yeah, but that's for solo stuff it's really nice because when you
Yeah.
play too low and especially when you use a delay like I do in this piece,
Yeah.
it tends to get really muddy and so
Have you ever thought about cutting out the bass of the delay?
yeah, I actually
Yeah.
did for this song, like cutting
Oh,
the
but-
cutting the low,
yeah.
the low cuts using that.
But
Makes it
not
a
enough.
bit better, yeah.
a bit. Not
Yeah. But
Okay.
still, you have to be careful which
Yeah.
notes used. Okay, let's try.
Okay, let me take my
See if the
remote
volume is
control.
so. Let's see. Yeah.
Looking good here.
Yes, looking good. Okay.
Someone's at the door. But The crowd goes wild.
Crowd goes wild. I hope.
Awesome. So Barend didn't play any of his songs for me in the soundtrack. Hannah, what would you say? Did you hear that song before?
No.
No one did.
Oh, wow.
It's just composed especially
Well, you
for
could have
this.
started out with that, like, this is a world premiere.
Yeah,
Everyone.
it is. This never heard before, only in my room.
Wow. I
Yeah.
really loved it, and I loved something, tiny little detail, and very particular, because I've never really heard it like that before.
Mhm.
And I wonder if anyone in the audience, or Helen, caught that too. What did you like most, or did you notice something special? I can't really fish for this. Otherwise, I'll have to put it right on the table. But what did you like most about the song?
The end. When it stopped.
Oh, ouch.
All of it. It's an impossible question to answer.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to cut down to the chase. Anything in the comments? Well, you're 20 seconds delayed, so I can't help myself back.
Okay.
I really, really love the effect that you had on that. There was a very obvious delay, but then there was something zinging in the background, almost sounded like a
Okay.
cricket or something.
Yeah, that's
you
in,
explain
that's in
how
the
you
end.
did
Yeah,
that?
that's where I put the cable back on.
That was so cool.
That's like some pitch shifter things
Yeah.
going on.
And I hope that came across. Please let us know in the comments if you...
You mean this, huh? So you can put it off. It sounds a bit more. But then you can put it in like.
So good.
You have this kind of sound.
Is it kind of pushed down with parallel compression? Because it seems to really go up when you stop playing.
I'm not sure. I have to see how I made this sound because it's
Reverse
like
engineer everything now.
yeah, because it's like all of different effects panels
Yeah.
combined,
Yeah,
and then this this is just a harmonizer, like a crystal harmonizer they call
yeah.
it. It's like you get an octave, sort of an octave above it, but it's just in the background. It's not annoying or so. It's
No, exactly. But it just fills the gaps.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
to me at least makes it so much more interesting. And not that it wasn't interesting enough, but
Okay,
that's just like
Yeah,
really awesome chocolate cake like the one we just had.
yeah.
With marshmallows.
And those were the marshmallows on top.
But that's also nice for like doing when the volume swells. Like,
Yeah.
wait, I have to put this volume up. See it? See,
So
that's,
good.
then when you hear it better.
Because
This sort of ambient ambient sound.
I mean, obviously, Steve Lawson and Michael Manring probably did something similar
Yeah,
to this. Like, done everything in the book and more.
Yeah.
But the main guy that I heard do something comparable to that, but I think he had a completely different approach how he did it, was Rich Brown.
Oh yeah, I like him. Yeah.
He also has these really spheric compositions or jams. I don't even know if they're compositions, but he also uses this reverb of a reverb that feeds the octave, and
I like his solo pieces a lot.
yeah,
He's doing really nice things.
and we try to get the full experience over to you with a stereo, because usually Barend plays in stereo with his delays coming left, right, shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
But for lack of funds, we can only afford one bass amp in here, so send us your money, and next time we'll do it in stereo.
Yeah.
No, just joking. If you want to support us, let me go to the site. MischaMarksShop.com. That's also where you're going to get the free 2 pages download from Next Level Slap to get you started.
Mm-hmm.
I know at least 2 students of mine who will be very interested in that.
Cool.
And unless there's any questions, I would
No.
say let's...
People have to ask more questions.
Yeah. I think they're all just sitting there with their jaws dropped and
No.
forgot how to type. Well, you can always send us your questions after the show privately, because I know to actually be part of the YouTube chat you have to have an account, and some people might not want to go through all that trouble, but what's the best way to contact you? If I want to take lessons with you or buy your book.
Yeah, I've a few websites, but the most recent one is nextlevelslapbass.com.
Yeah, but if I really want to just talk to you, are you approachable?
Yeah,
Do
I'm
you answer to
approachable
emails
through
and-
email or Facebook or Instagram since a few weeks.
Oh, okay.
Instagram, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there's
me,
no
for
way
example.
you cannot reach me.
Okay, perfect. See, he is a man. Answers to everything that you could ever want. Take advantage as long as it lasts, because I'm not that reachable. Email is the only way. So get on my email list,
Yeah.
or get on my website and find my email address, info@mischamarks.com. Then you're free to ask and demand anything. Just don't be disappointed if I don't deliver.
Mhm.
But always give me inspiration to what I can do for you.
I have a question.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
For Barend, what's your greatest inspiration for your compositions?
Okay, that's a tough one.
I like that
There
one.
are a lot of inspirations.
Perfect.
It's depending on the piece, of course, but I also like really ambient music, like Brian Eno or Robert Fripp's Soundscapes or that kind of things. So that's also an inspiration. We'll do some soundscape things later on together.
Yeah.
But also classical music. I like the modern classical ones like Steve Reich, Stravinsky, Messiaen. I like really a lot. But also like pop music. This one was more like a bit more melodic chord-wise, and I don't know. It's just also sometimes you just get inspiration from a sound. Like I hear this delay, this one, and I just start jamming. And then suddenly something's coming out what I like. That's just sound that I create, and that is an inspiration for itself. But you have to sit for a few hours with that sound to really get something nice for yourself.
I mean, always?
No, not always.
Not
Sometimes
always,
it goes really
So-
quick.
Yeah, sometimes just playing two notes on it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. But especially if you use like this timed delay stuff,
Yeah.
you have to really know what you're doing, because
Oh.
otherwise you will be thrown out.
Or just have a weird taste.
Yeah. You have to play really in the rhythm, because
Yeah.
otherwise, it will sound like a
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why I recommend every bass player to get a delay pedal. Even if you're not playing solo bass, even if you're if you have a metronome on your phone, playing with the delay.
That's the best
That's,
metronome.
that's the best metronome, because you have to adapt to your own timing
Yeah.
in a way, and it really shows you, because you miss that rhythm once,
Mhm.
it'll repeat that mistake, and it's very painful.
That's why I only have one repeat.
Oh, okay.
Only like.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
That's
more.
not one repeat.
Normally I do
Yeah.
like this. It's only one time. Only
yeah.
when I do like volume swells, I open the repeats.
Oh,
and you get more
okay.
nice volume swells.
Yeah, Ariana showed us this super cool exercise with just a single repeat,
Mm-hmm.
where you basically double your bass. It wasn't double.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was playing scales with it, and it just sounded so cool. I think every third note that she played was a repeat. So in the end,
Yeah.
it kind of becomes this jumbly rhythm.
If you play against the delay, you get like.
Yeah.
it's not the right delay time, but you get
Yeah.
the idea. Then you have like it doubles up because you play. It's like
Exactly.
the Edge from U2. He's doing that all the time.
Yeah.
It's a dotted 8 delay. It's called.
Exactly, and that's what I found after Ariana's show. I kind of had to sit with my delay. And it was the first time I put a delay in single repeat.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
I always had this super long tail because
Yeah, that's
I
cool
thought
for
that's all a
soundscaping.
delay does.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I went to the single thing, and one exercise that I really enjoyed that I then came up with was to actually accelerate until you get in from the single delay being the 8th notes to the dotted 8th notes, to the
Yeah,
16th notes,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's really, you can have a lot of fun with delay.
Yeah. And this song I also double up from 2 triplets, like I start. And then I start like. See, then you have like a triplet.
Yeah.
See, so you're playing in triplets.
Yeah.
That's also a nice thing to do, I think. Then you're not so bound to this to
Yeah.
this 8 notes or a 16 note or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
last solo song.
Last solo song, okay.
Wait, I have a follow-up question to the inspiration question. Is there any place other than music and sounds that you get inspiration from?
Walk in the woods.
Classic.
Yeah, it can be also like a painting or so. I also really like
Yeah.
like modern painting, Dali or Van Gogh or
Yeah.
Picasso, that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
That can also be like really inspiration, I think.
Yeah.
Good inspiration. So or just from nature things like seeing a nice
Yeah.
sea, whatever.
Yeah, no.
That's
I
but that's
find
more
that-
that's more inspiration for the mood and not directly for a piece, but it can be.
Yes and no. I almost have to disagree with you.
Okay.
One thing that I've learned from Victor Wooten was when I went to his camp in 2013 was that if music is communication, right? You kind of telling a story, even if it's without words.
Mhm.
You're kind of telling a story, and you want something to arrive at whoever you're playing it for.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to not necessarily know exactly what you're trying to say, but just say
Yeah.
something. So if you don't have anything to say, it's really hard to play
Yeah.
music in a way that translates to actually arriving at the receiver.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why he says it's why he has developed this whole concept of bass and nature camp, music and nature camp, where it's like
Yeah.
just go into nature, like find something that you can talk about, or just experiences in general. It might
Yeah,
be
yeah.
a concert, it might be, as you say, a walk through the museum, or just
Mhm.
walking through the streets, seeing odd people. I sometimes like just standing in town and watching people, because
Yeah, sure.
people are so interesting. Not just the way they look, but the way they behave.
Yeah, yeah.
And even that can give you something to riff off on.
Yeah. Like with the album I did I took one face for each song.
Yeah.
That's also kind of like a problematic type of approach.
Yeah.
But yeah. You don't necessarily when you hear music you see that face, but you can.
Yeah.
It's just how you
do you
interpret
own an
it.
aquarium?
No, it's too much work.
Okay. I thought the answer was going to be the poor fish.
Yeah, yeah.
They need to be out in the open.
Yeah. That's also yeah.
Okay, one.
Yeah, I have to change
One
my
more.
capo for this one.
Okay. I'm going to get in my quiet corner.
Yeah, wait. I have to.
No rush here tonight.
No rush.
Tell me
Okay.
when you're ready.
Yeah. With the delays on both sides. So,
So
but we have to
everyone's-
think that. You have to think that.
I know
it's-
what everyone in the audience can do. They can just from time to time hold one ear closed and the other one.
Yeah.
Just joking. Keep your ears open, both of them.
Wait, I actually have the wrong sound. So that's why I didn't hear it. I have all these sounds in my this one, the X effects. So each oh. Yeah, this is the one. Yes, this is the dual delay sounds. Sorry. I play one note, so you like this rhythm, dun, 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 dun. And that's what this song is based on. So, but you have to think this stereo thing with it. So, okay, yeah. Okay.
I think I like this one even more.
Yeah.
Especially now that you talked about inspiration, and especially since you talked about art and a walk in the wood inspiring you. I've actually, I don't know how it is for you, but I find that is a part of active listening. Sometimes, obviously, like there's a lot going on, and as we're all bass players, most of us, I assume, there's a lot to see.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just for a couple of seconds close your eyes and try to make up a story, I find your music really works with that, because a lot of bass music, obviously, because of the instrument, is so groove based. That's not really the first place that I'd go to listening to, like Michael Mann, for example. I do that too.
Yeah.
But even most of my songs, I wouldn't really go on a journey.
Yeah.
But this song really took me on a journey.
Yeah, I like more this like atmospherical stuff, but still like rhythmically.
Yeah.
So if you play just a groove, it's really a bit boring after a while. If you play in your own, if you play in a band, that's totally fine. It is
exactly.
really
And
nice.
if people are dancing, I mean, we could maybe. Can we get Helen to dance?
Yeah.
I can, however, give you 2 more questions.
That's a hard no. We have questions.
We do. We have 2 questions.
Awesome. I've got a question too, but I'll hold back.
Yeah.
First one is, what bass-oriented album blew you away in the past?
Okay, good question. Really a lot. Of course, the first solo album of Jacob Pastorius.
Self-titled.
He really opened a lot for every bass player, I think. When he did like a Portrait of Tracy, that was more or less the first solo bass piece, I think. Especially with all those harmonics. So I also like harmonics, but that was really the first piece that put that kind of a bass in the spotlight. But I also really like Stanley Clarke, the old albums, Journey to Love, that kind of albums. Also, there are a lot. Primus, I really like that.
Was the question solo bass albums or bass?
Only solo bass. Otherwise, I'm talking for around an hour.
It says bass. What bass-oriented?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No
Okay.
specific.
Okay. Primus and
Yeah,
Stanley
Primus.
Clarke is all in the mix then.
I have to say I don't listen to bass-oriented albums so much anymore. I used to really do, and also like the Stuart Hammer, Kings of Sleep. That album was kind of an eye-opener for me. Or just the Steve Morse band with Dave LaRue. That was really inspiring for me when I was like 20 years or 18. Yeah, that kind of more technical instrumental stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Technical.
that's what got me going. That's what got me going at first when I started playing. So
What style of music did you start out playing? What was?
I started when I started as a guitar player in a hard rock heavy metal band. Of course.
Same here.
Then I was a really metalhead, and I only listened to metal and not. But then I heard one time I heard Rush on the radio.
Well, close enough still.
It was on the radio, on the Dutch radio, and then I
you
thought,
don't
whoa.
get that in Germany, by the way.
Huh?
Rush on the radio in Germany.
It was really late in the evening. I was listening that, and I thought, whoa, that's something else. I have to know more of that. So then I got really heavily into prog rock, Rush, and Yes, and the old Genesis and that kind of stuff. And then it went to LD Miola, all the fusion jazz rock stuff, Brand X, and and then I completely disbanded the metal stuff. And after that, it was more like the prog metal, like Dream Theater and that kind of stuff. But I stopped listening to that also, and it keeps on going like. But some of the old stuff I really still like, especially the jazz rock stuff from the 70s.
At some point, some stations, let's put it that way, are exactly the same as mine, and also in the order. I started out, before the whole metal thing, I started out with punk and grunge, because as a beginner that was way easier to play than a metal song. And then I went to metal. But then before I went to fusion and progressive rock, I had this phase where I went reggae rap,
Mhm.
electronic music, and then only through studying I went into jazz, and then
Yeah.
obviously as I was a metalhead was like, oh, jazz, swing, I don't know,
Mhm.
let's go straight to the fusion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the swing then kind of came later on, and also during my studies, then discovering fusion and all of that, I also kind of left metal on the sidewalk,
Mhm.
out in the rain. But what brought me back to metal was my girl,
Yeah.
my baby girl,
Yeah. What kind of metal she was listening then?
Mischa,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Ginger, of course. I don't know if you know
Which
them.
one?
Ginger.
Ginger.
It's a metal band from Ukraine with a singer
Hmm.
that is unbelievable.
I never heard that.
Because in general, or often in a metal band, you have a singer who's shouting and then a singer who's singing, because it's really hard to do both, especially throughout the whole show. But with that band, the singer, she can do it both. And then obviously you always think, yeah, you can do it on the record,
Mm-hmm.
but she can pull it off live. Sounds just like on the record. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So yeah, check them out. And yeah, since then I got back hooked to metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still feel that emotionally that music just takes me, touches me the most
Yeah.
for some reason. That and reggae.
I still like
Yes.
some metal, like
Yeah.
Slayer and that kind of stuff, but it's also some nostalgic thing.
Exactly, because that was also mainly my thing. I kept listening to those old records and coming back to that question.
Mhm.
One of my first really bass heavy or bass featured albums that I listened to, I was really, oh yeah, I love that bass, I want to play like that, was the first album from Mudvayne. Do you know
Mudvayne,
them?
yeah.
With Ryan Martini.
Oh
Because
yeah.
he
Yeah.
also, is he in the book, by the way? Because he also has quite
No,
unique
he has quite
style.
a distinct style. Yeah, I
he's
like
got
that
this
also.
claw thing going, which I never quite understood, where he's like,
Yeah.
basically the position where he hammers the strings.
Yeah, like
He doesn't, I mean, he also uses his thumb a lot, but he has this other slapping technique where he a lot of times also hammers the octaves.
yeah. That's a bit like Doc Wimbish is doing. He's also
True,
doing like
he's doing that
with
too.
his fingers
Yeah.
slapping and stuff.
And then
with his
always an
thumb.
octave higher than where he frets the note, so he even gets the overtones right at the
Yeah.
right moment. So something to look into too.
Yeah. Yeah, you have this new kind of stuff like Polyphia and that
Yeah, exactly.
Clay Gober is playing like with a
And-
pick and his fingers
Yeah.
doing slapping. That's also something new.
Polyphia was
But
the band that kind of made me go and explore modern metal bands again.
Yeah,
I was like,
they do
oh,
something.
so there's something new out there. Thank
Yeah,
God.
exactly.
I was getting bored.
At one time, this prog rock was really like all the same.
Yeah,
Everyone was copying
exactly.
Dream
Yeah.
Theater and everything.
And even the old bands that we enjoyed, after 20 years of doing the same album again and again,
Hmm.
it gets at least a little bit boring.
Yeah,
Even if the
that's why I
energy is
like
still
these
there.
new kind of younger guys. They are doing
Yeah.
some really new stuff. It's really guitar orientated, but
Hmm.
yeah,
I have
It's
one band where I didn't really understand why I even like them. They mush all the music styles from really heavy metal to straight techno, hip hop, and super cheesy pop lyrics most of the time.
yeah,
But just it's all a big joke.
yeah.
It's like, and that's what I love about metal. If you have metal where the musicians don't take themselves too serious, that's where you
Mhm.
get really good metal.
Yeah,
I find if they're too serious about it, then I can't take it serious.
yeah.
And they're called Electric Callboy. Check them out.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
just
on
have to,
Julia's nose with them all the time.
You have to try to avoid the cliches. I think,
Yeah.
if you want to do
Yeah.
it right, for me at least.
Yeah.
But I don't like
Although there's
when
one,
I repeat
Yeah.
the same thing over and over.
but sometimes that's one of the lessons that I took from Peter Duma. We were talking about my bass teacher at music college before.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the lessons that I took and take with me forever and today is, Mischa, you know, cliches exist because they work.
Yeah,
So if you want to communicate something, why don't use words that people understand? I was like, okay, maybe I don't have to forcefully avoid every cliche in the world.
Not everyone.
No.
If you only
But-
do
but
cliches.
I definitely had that mindset, especially coming from the progressive metal world. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no. Somebody else already played this note. We have to at least pitch it a couple of cents up. Otherwise, we're just copying.
Yeah. Yeah. Some
Have we got
cliches are good.
questions? We've got another question.
Okay,
Yes.
Barend, this one is for you,
All right.
and it's about the last song you just played.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you timing your playing to sync with the notes ringing out over the delay?
Say again. Time.
Are you timing your
Yeah.
playing to sync with the notes ringing out above the delay?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all synced if I play in time. Because, like I
For
was
the
saying,
most part.
if you don't do that, it will get messy really quick. So this delay is like a rhythm on its own, and you have to play in that beat. Otherwise, yeah, if you just a little bit behind, the delay will also come behind, and then that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
But that's also the most important part.
Actually, there's one way to get around it.
No, don't use a delay.
Yeah. No, well, that's the obvious way. Let me just. Is this still the right one?
Barend, can you
No.
scoot a tiny bit?
If you use a reverse delay.
All right. Yeah.
Or an auto volume, like a swell delay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Those are the two delays, or let's put it that way, the two obvious choices for delays that
Mhm.
you could use to add width, depth to your music without having to confine to one speed.
Yeah. But then you don't use it like really as a rhythm.
Exactly,
That's
and
a
it's
bit
really
different.
just more like a pad in the background,
Yeah.
or it almost turns into a reverb.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, other than that, delay generally forces you to play in time, and that's why, I don't know, maybe you've joined us a little bit late. Before we've been talking about delays and how every bass player should have a delay pedal, even if it's a cheap one from the flea market. Just spend those 10-20 euros and have fun jamming and practicing with it, especially if you're doing like technique exercises like it's so much more fun with the delay, and
Yeah.
you're learning, practicing rhythm at the same time, timing.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
if there are no further questions, let me see, do you have something important to mention? I don't think so.
Huh?
Shall we, what time is it? Oh, yeah, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
In over a little bit over an hour.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we can play something
Oh.
together.
Yeah. So this song is the tragic kind, but it isn't. So most of you probably know that J.S.Bach died not too long ago. And if you haven't yet, after the show, check out, what is it, just Beck on bass or J.S.Bach on bass?
J.S.Bach on bass. Yeah.
Google YouTube, Google YouTube, J.S.Bach on bass. That's this man here right next to me,
Yeah.
who played We Ended as Lovers on the fretless bass. And yeah,
But that's
it really sounds like J.S.Bach on bass. And I have to say, coming back to what inspires you to play, J.S.Bach's one of my biggest influences, I think.
Yeah.
Like from talking about metal and reggae really touching me, J.S.Bach touches me even more. I just forget about him too often
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's a guitar player. What can you do? But
Yeah.
he always has kick-ass bass players too. Ron Smith, Tel Wilkenfeld.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. For guitar, is my main inspiration.
Yeah, It's
Not
just-
that I want to sound like him, but the way he's
Come
approaching
on,
the
everyone
instru-
wants to sound like J.S.Bach.
Yeah, sort of, but just the way how
least
he's
be
approaching
able
the
to.
guitar with all those
Yeah.
tremolo stuff, and
Yeah.
that, yeah, he's not like all the time is showing his. It's not like a shredder or so.
No.
But he
But
can
he
do his
can.
stuff. He can do, but
Exactly.
he's not showing off all the time.
Yeah.
But he's, yeah, the most important is that he's really musical
Yeah.
in what he's doing. It's, yeah, that's why I couldn't resist making like a sort of a tribute.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the fretless bass is especially suited for doing all those bends, which you normally have to do on a guitar with
Exactly,
bending, but
with-
you can do
with
that on a
whammy
fretless
bar. Yeah.
quite easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I still don't have a fretless.
you should.
Yeah, I definitely should. I do have an Ibanez sound gear, which I want to first do my first practice of readjusting the frets, and then no matter if I ruin it or not, the frets are going to come out.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm going to take that as a practice round before I ruin this one here.
Yeah, yeah,
And then if I ruin it, I go to someone to do it for me.
yeah.
If I can manage, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, we decided to play a J.S.Bach song for you, and thankfully to three of my students, Fritjof, Helmut and Dirk, they've come up with this idea of playing Beck's Bolero in the last lesson, and it's a great song to play.
Yeah,
So-
we just did it this afternoon, huh?
We did.
So, yeah. Hopefully it
yeah,
goes
let me...
goes good.
Oh no, this way. Wait. Oh no. Starts all the way over here, doesn't it?
It starts on A.
Wait
That's
a
what I
minute.
know.
Now I'm really confused. Oh, here. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I have it.
Okay.
Questions? Some tone in there. Let me actually put the strap on. Playing the 6th string without a strap.
Yeah, I never use a strap at home. Only when
that's
doing
interesting.
standing up gigs.
I mean, there's something to it.
Yeah.
I actually love my straps. It just gives me more of a feeling of control. Okay,
Okay.
should just
I start, huh?
yeah. Oh wait, this time I'm gonna switch the camera so you hopefully get the best sound ever. Oh, so much fun.
Yeah, yeah. Still a nice melody,
It is.
even if it's quite simple. But
because it is quite
because it's simple, maybe
I am
that's
very
the-
sure.
Yeah,
That is, I mean, there is B.B. King, Albert King, and all these great blues players that really teach us how to play less and how the gaps in between the notes really make the music.
hmm
But with Jeff Beck, because he's got so much going on with tone and volume, I find he makes it really easy to accept that.
yeah,
Whereas with other things, like, okay, but what else is happening?
yeah.
Then, okay, there is a lot happening. Pitch changes, volume changes, dynamics, articulation.
Yeah. He will be missed.
Oh, so much, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely left us more music than we need, but I'm still discovering new songs
Yeah.
from Jeff Beck, especially now. Where I'm like, okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't know that was him. Like a lot of songs, I noticed.
hmm
I know the songs, but I wasn't aware that was Jeff Beck, especially the older stuff, because
Yeah.
I got into him quite late. I mean, late in the sense of his career. Who Else was the first album
hmm
that I really consciously listened to, back to front, again and again and again and again. I was also, I had a 7/8 on it and a 9/8. Whoa.
He's actually playing on the latest Ozzy Osbourne records. 2 songs.
True, yeah.
That's kind of a
um,
really cool guitar part.
And that's the first song that pops up on Spotify if you go to Jeff Beck right now.
Yeah.
I have to say, I listened to it once and I was like, yeah, I really like that.
hmm
And then the second song came out, I was like, I kind of like Jeff Beck stuff without Ozzy more.
Yeah, but it's nice addition just to
Absolutely.
to take it somewhere else.
Yeah,
Like
but I didn't know it was the latest album because Ozzy sounded kind of really alive.
yeah,
I didn't know he was even recording anymore.
yeah. I also don't
Yeah.
know.
He's never gonna die, it seems.
Like Keith Richards.
Yeah,
He's also
Death had a near Keith Richards
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
What I was going somewhere with this. The latest record that I checked out from Jeff Beck, where I also was totally surprised with the one he did with Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that one.
No,
I
mean,
don't think. Yeah,
I was
I don't think
positively
why.
surprised after reading the title, but then
He's
I
good
mean,
friends with him, I think.
exactly.
But I don't like. Yeah, Johnny Depp is
Yeah,
just quite not so good as a guitar player. I really
No.
like his acting, but
Yeah, I guess.
I hope he's not watching the show.
Oh. Well, you never give him any bass lessons. No, I mean, to give him some credit, I was surprised when I looked through the credits and I saw that basically both of them shared all the instruments in between them.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a couple, there's like 2 tracks with Vinnie Colaiuta drummed and the rest
Okay.
they did themselves.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's always refreshing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to see that. Just 2 people making a whole record.
Yeah, yeah.
Question.
To both of you,
Okay.
Ooh.
what kind of strings do you prefer?
That's a good one.
That's the hook. You start.
I start. Normally, I just use like regular 45 for the G string, then D'Addario. But on some bass, I prefer like a little bit thinner strings, like 40 for the G string. And this one is just a regular 6-string set, nothing special. I think these are Elixir. Actually, these are the ones that came with the bass. I haven't changed them in like.
I was gonna say,
3
if they
years or
were
so.
Elixir, you'd think you'd know. Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
are Elixirs, but
Yeah.
I just kept them on for like 3 or 4 years.
well,
So yeah,
it
still.
speaks for the strings
Yeah,
because they do, like the harmonics ring out.
yeah,
Obviously,
they still,
there's a little magic coming from this box here
yeah,
over there,
yeah,
but if there's nothing coming from the bass, there's no way to
yeah.
pump that up.
So mostly like just regular medium light strings.
Mm.
So only for few bass I use like 40 for the G string, and that's a little bit lighter. It's better. It's nicer for slapping and that kind of stuff.
Bending.
Bending, of course, but
Mm.
like Mark King, he's using like 30 for the G string, and that's really light. That's I C string, but then he's using that as a G string.
Exactly.
So then you can bend like 2 tones or whatever.
Interesting.
But
See.
it's really loose and sounds still great for slapping, but not when you play fingerstyle. You have to really play really light.
Which is also a good exercise.
Sure.
Have you ever? I think that was Gary Willis.
Yeah.
Who has this great exercise where you say, just pull your amp all the way up, everything on full, and now try to play at a volume that doesn't make the neighbors come over.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you hear all these little noises and everything that kind of gets drowned in the bigness of the fundamental tone. I really like doing that.
So what strings you are using?
I'm using...
Oh.
Look at this. It's like the perfect question. I'm going to give you these because this is my set. So,
Cool.
sponsor of the show. Usually I have a logo down there. Can I switch that on? Is it there? It doesn't show up. Huh. Oh well. Now you're on camera anyway. So these are Maruschik strings, and I play. Let me read it off the label. As you can see, it's a custom set that he put together for me after he built this bass. He was like, I have an idea which gauges or gorgeous, I always mix it up, which thicknesses of strings you should be using. And it's 100 for E, then 80, 60, 40, and then 30 for the C.
Yeah.
So it's basically 20 in between the regular 4 strings of a bass, and then just 10 down for the C string.
Yeah.
And I really found that to make a really, really big difference with all the 6 strings that I ever tried in shops. The C string was just very brittle, and it sounded like all of a sudden you're in different instruments, so you really had to pick your notes carefully. Which note am I going to play on the C string so it doesn't
these are
really
like
stick out.
32s, a bit thicker. They are like standard.
Yeah.
Also when the dire strings is like 32. But
I-
when because I tune like half step down, it's the right tension.
Oh, okay, that helps, I guess.
Yeah.
So as a
Okay.
little thank you,
Thanks, I'll try
you
them.
can check these out.
Yes.
Take the bottom 4 or the top 4, whichever you want.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
Barend
Or add
doesn't
it- or
play
add
a
an,
5 string. He's got a 6 string. He doesn't need to combine
But I have lots
strings.
of B strings at home. So.
Yeah, okay. you can maybe just put only B strings on one of your instruments.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Thanks.
That would be a really bassy bass guitar. So but these are the sponsors of the shows, but I have to mention something else. A discovery that I made on Guitar Summit in September last year when I met Jonas Hallborg and Dogal Strings, unfortunately, but I've already gotten in contact and everything's fine. They're going to send me an extra string. I put them on yesterday just before the show because I really wanted to play them. They're super flexible, and apparently the harmonics are even more in tune than with any regular set of strings. Jonas is a bit of a geek there when it comes to gear, so I trust whatever he says. And even on the show we did a couple of comparisons with my strings and those strings on a cheap bass, and it really seemed like the upper harmonics were super stable, but more than that, it's really about the flexibility, just being able to bend.
Yeah, they are
2 steps.
much looser than.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They really feel like nylon strings for a classical guitar when you take them out. But the E string broke when I pulled it up, so sent them a photo, wrote them an email, and right away the guys were friendly enough to say, no problem, we'll send you a replacement.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to checking those out, and
Nice if you can bend a bit higher.
Yeah.
without.
Especially when Jeff Beck is your inspiration, right?
Sure. I want a band like 1.5 tone if possible.
Yeah.
But it's not
I'm also
possible.
still playing with the idea of putting in a whammy bar here, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's gonna fit my. I might just cut into the electronic compartment. So I need at least 2 more basses, guys. So please go to the shop and get some nice bass gear, like here with a bass clef. You can get hats and carry it out into the world. Bass is all you need, and bass it all. This one's mission bass. Put bass into the spotlight, as we do here on the show. And then we get another amp for stereo effects. We get a fretless bass for me with a whammy bar, and flying people from Canada and Australia to be here live in the studio. It's going to be great.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I think so too. And yeah, hopefully, maybe even this summer, Carl is connecting to me. I'm going to do a live event. Just have to find a few people, a few locations. If you, in the audience, wherever you come from, hopefully not too far from Europe, have contact to a club that would appreciate a bass trio playing there, or just doing bass solo and then final with a bass trio collaboration. We're currently looking into that, if that's a thing we can make happen. So please let us know if you've got any addresses. Or booking agent. If you're a booking agent, let us know. Contacts are everything. Any questions? No.
Okay.
Perfect, because we've got one more song to play.
Yeah, we have like a soundscape piece
Exactly.
going on.
This is the outro song.
I have to get my fretless.
Okay, see you in half an hour.
Let's see if the viewers know what kind of bass this is,
Oh yeah.
Maybe they
come
can
on.
tell us.
Yeah, let's do
and I will
let's
explain
do a
later.
little competition. Who can put in the comments what bass this is?
I will
knows?
cover this.
Yeah. I think they won't be able to see it.
No?
I mean, the cameras are alright, but I think most people will not be watching on a big flat screen, so
Yeah.
I think if they can read this, that is already...
Yeah.
I can hardly read it. Right, support and bass I can read, but the mission is already very faint, so
Yeah.
maybe they can hear it, or maybe they
Maybe.
just know the shape.
Yeah.
So now we're going all out. Let's see. Oh, what happened here? Step on the cable. What's going on? Don't die on me. I think my MIDI port just died.
Huh?
Oh well, I'm gonna have to just kill my MIDI. Here we go. Oh no! I can't do my
Huh?
super cool delays.
Some technical problems.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Let me see. It probably is just a weird... I probably stepped on it unconsciously and
Whoop.
got it locked. Oh wait, what's this? Zero. I don't know what I did. It's still reacting, but it's going straight into this mode when I switch it off and on.
Is the cable loose or something?
No, it's not. It's I've gotten into some kind of menu which I don't know how to get out of. It's
Just
weird.
no panic button.
Yeah, I did just pull the plug and then put it back in.
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh wait, I think I got it. Let me see. Here we go.
Yes,
Oh my.
up and running.
How stressful.
It always happens when you don't expect it. Okay, so we'll start off. Start.
Yeah!
Okay.
That was fun.
That was fun, yeah.
I forgot the camera switch again. I need someone here to help me out. But I'm sure it came across anyway. If not, let me know. I'll edit the audio.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, we already had fun during the sound check.
Yeah.
But this one was even more fun.
Yeah.
We didn't get to use our extra toys.
Okay. Yeah. Keep the toy for later.
Yeah, another time. So yeah, if there's...
I was going to say, I have two guesses here for the bass.
Okay.
Oh,
One
yes.
of them doesn't count because I know they know you.
Okay.
And the other one is a wall bass, at least 30 years old, and it sounds like a whale.
Yes.
Sounds like a whale.
Yes.
Like a whale, yeah.
Whale.
Actually,
Whale.
that is the German word for whale.
Oh.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
Wal.
Oh, because in Dutch it's a wild vis.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's a
true.
wild fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, you can say walfish in
they're
German.
correct. It's a wall.
How
Yeah.
old is it, Barend?
That's from 1984.
Okay,
This
so
one.
30 is not a
years,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah. I have actually 3 roll basses, 2 fretless and 1 fretted. So and this one is tuned again in the tenor tuning, and the other fretless is just standard tuning. So, but this is a special one because it only has like 1 pickup, and normally a wall bass has 2 pickups.
Mm.
So this is like a passive one, and the 2 pickups one are like active.
Okay.
So they have kind of a really cool knobs with filtering knobs, and that like a alembic bass.
Yeah. So how did you get into wall basses? Because they're not the type of bass that you find in any guitar shop.
No, yeah, actually, from a friend of mine, he owns a 5-string wall bass.
Ah, okay.
He's watching, I think, Ron Klaas.
Yes, he's here.
He's watching,
Yep.
okay.
Long to-
Yeah, he was also really into wall basses, and then I got to know Mick Carn and Percy Jones, John Giblin. They all used the wall bass.
Yeah.
I especially liked the fretless sound of the wall bass.
Yeah. It is pretty
So
phenomenal.
yeah,
I
and
want
it's-
one now too. I mean, not really,
Yes, you
because I like how this one plays, but I want it to sound like a wall bass.
yeah. Yeah, they have really like their own sound. It's really
Yeah.
like mid-rangey,
Yeah.
high sound. It always cuts to the mix nicely. But yeah, I just like them.
Nice.
Only they are really expensive now.
I think
So,
everything's expensive right now. Although I've noticed, I went toy shopping today with my little one because she went to a birthday party. Toys seem not to have gotten more expensive yet, so maybe it's a good time to buy your kids some toys.
The
And
bass is a toy.
I was just thinking that those toys went up in price, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
you should still buy them a bass.
Yeah,
Ukulele bass, maybe, to get started with.
you can. Yeah. But yeah, wall basses they have like a waiting list for 3 or 4 years, and they even don't allow people anymore on the waiting list. So,
Well,
so that's why it's getting
good
like
business.
really expensive, like
Yeah.
$8,000 or more, even more. So
That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
yeah, it's too much.
Yeah. That much effort cannot go into building a bass.
No, it's
Not that it isn't an art.
question of
Yeah.
demand.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, if you got the cash, get yourself a wall bass
Yeah,
right now.
it's good investment.
Yeah. I mean, at 8,000, if they still rise in price,
Yeah,
but it's it's likely
Yeah.
if things get really expensive that at some point the price is going to drop.
Yeah,
But maybe you've got that 1 year that is just the special year that everyone wants.
who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe because I played it.
Oh yes.
Not really.
Yeah. Who knows? In 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Unless there's any more pressing questions or comments, demands, then I think we're done for today. It's done a good 2 hours.
Okay, that's a good time.
Yeah, I think we've like
Grab a beer or
bassists,
coffee or
yeah,
something.
coffee. Yeah, I mean whatever you want. But yeah, bassist
Yeah.
speaks for good timing.
Yeah.
2 hours. We're done with all of our songs.
Yeah.
We could of course go on and on and on jamming, but
Hmm.
we gotta keep something for the future so you come back, right?
Yeah, sure. So what will be the next guest, you know?
The next guest, let me think for a minute. Is that one confirmed or is it not? I'm not gonna say something that I'm gonna regret saying. Don't put me on the spot. But yeah, for this year, actually good that you mention it. I'm gonna cut back to episodes only every 2 months because it's just, as you can tell, I don't even manage to press the right button in the right time. It's just too much, and I hope to grow the team with Helen here. That was already a great help, and yeah, we can only do this as a community, put bass into the spotlight. If I'm doing it on my own, it's just gonna stay where it is. So please support us, all of my guests.
Yeah,
And
and maybe have some show together, like
exactly.
you were saying.
Yeah, let
with
us
some
know
players.
your favorite club in the area. Go talk the guy who owns it into hosting a bass concert. We'll be there. You just book the location. We'll come and play. I think that's a fair deal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You get to hear us play, and
You'll
we've
be
got
there.
a little bit of work off our shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much everyone for showing up.
Yeah.
This was really, really cool and lovely.
Yeah.
With you
Thanks
and
for having me.
Yeah, and Helen
So-
as well.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks everyone for showing up. As I mentioned before, one last thing. Check out MischaMarksShop.com for bass apparel, and check out that J.S.Bach on bass.
And check out my
Jeff
books.
back on bass.
And Next Level Slap,
Next level slap
which
bass,
is also
slap
going to
and
be,
com-
it's probably going to take a couple of days until we get it onto the Mischa Marks shop, the little teaser for you, because we just decided it today.
Yep.
But it'll be there. I'll send out an email as soon as it's on there, so you can check it out and hopefully start slapping away like a mother slapper.
yeah.
Okay, that's all for now, folks. Let me see, where's the... Okay, here's the right button. Thanks one more
Okay.
time. Love and bass. See you in 2 months. Bye-bye.